Were you, or were you not, on a gay cruise?
No, you're 120% dick thing.
Everybody that age, they're sperminator.
Yeah.
We don't care about anything else. We're a walking hard on looking for a hole.
That's. I have to say you're right on that one. Oh, my God.
A stiff breeze comes through the room and you return the favor.
Got her in. Oh. Somewhere on the outside of this building, there is a hole where squirrels come in.
Better than a hole where dicks come in.
Yeah, better than that.
Going down the stairs to wash the laundry. What the hell? Shh. Pizza. Stop! Stop it now! I order you to stop! I'm still touching myself.
Yeah!
All young bitches want to do is pop pills, smoke weed, get drunk, lay around, suck dick, eat hot Cheetos, charge they phone, get a sew and weave, twerk, be bisexual, eat McDonald's, wash they pussy in the sink, lie, take selfies, and talk shit through Wi-Fi because they phone never on.
I think washing they pussy in the sink is my favorite part. The Vietnamese trade in dongs. Figuratively and literally, I'm sure.
Oh, my God, that's hilarious.
I did decide to look it up. 500,000 dongs is a good night for Pop's ex.
Like most women, he's an emotional thinker.
Good God.
I mean, that's part of the problem we're having now in our society is we have a bunch of emotional thinkers that want the world to, to fall in line with their emotions. That's not... look, reality doesn't give a shit about emotions.
It's my lived truth. Fuck your lived truth.
No, it's not. It's your perspective.
Kiss my ass.
Literally like, hey, Sergeant Pop, you got to turn your bear suit. I'm like, over my dead body. No. Just give me a statement of charges. Yeah. You're never getting this back. Yeah. You can suck it.
I'm going to wear this with my Russian coat.
you will bury me in this. Hey! Why you gotta fucking be like that, man?
Because I'm an asshole, and I learned from the best. I'm sitting across from him, and I'm pointing at you with all four fingers.
All right, first of all, the Russian jacket is World War II surplus.
I'll send you a picture of it, Sarge.
Yeah, okay. I
got you standing wearing it with holding two giant buckets like you just collected all the chum from behind the dump dumpster at the bar, and you're going to go home and make ice cream out of it.
What's up, savages? Welcome to another episode of Grunt Speak that actually is Life in the Lair. All right. Now, if you guys haven't noticed, over the past 10 years or so, there's been a crazy amount of cameras going up at intersections. And now they're on doorbells. And every now and again, you'll see a drone fly overhead. And we are assembling data centers. The government has the back doors to all of your encryption data to send messages. And if you think this is a coincidence, you are out of your goddamn minds. The people in charge have spent trillions of dollars, many of it ours, to make sure that they have a seat at the top of the pyramid of power. And they don't want it overturned because, I don't know, that thing called democracy. And I don't know, the Constitution. Yes, we're going to get there and we're going to talk about it. And this is no longer a conspiracy theory, because I remember Alex Jones getting his ass kicked all over mainstream media and big tech because he dared to mention such things 7, 10, 12 years back. Well, they're here now. And I don't remember anyone ever asking for this to happen. It just magically is. It's got me worried, and it should have you worried as well, because this is not going to go anywhere good. All right, bring it in, Battledorf. Let's do this.
Well, we were talking about it all before the show about how this is actually an old pattern, but what is happening is the elites have found a way to invert it. However, that is failing on them because they have overextended themselves, and unfortunately for them, human beings have not found out how to
everyone.
Live
My name is Noel Pachado.
But the pattern has always been the males of a population, and most animals do this as well. As the number of males grows, the number of available females necessarily shrinks. And the younger males will generally drive out the older males who have had their time in the fun. But humanity, being what it is, evil hairless monkeys that we are, the people in charge have decided that they are not done having their time in the fun. And what they do is round up all of the young males who are excess and create wars for us to go play in, which gets rid of large numbers of us, removes us either entirely from the map or blows parts off. Yep. Or blows parts off, or wrecks our brains, or produces a male that a female is not going to want because he's got mental trauma, what have you.
Broken,
yeah. This is deliberate. This is a planned action. You'll notice that if you look at time, there has never been a period without war. It hasn't existed. We haven't had peace.
Nope.
Especially
not even the religion of peace has had peace.
No, especially the religion of peace.
Yes.
But the United States of America has continuously been at war pretty much since its founding, with a few exceptional, notable years here and there along the way. But now the elites are starting to get concerned, but now they've got tech. Isn't tech great? Now we can just watch everybody, except for one problem. Everybody noticed.
Mm-hmm.
Because before they got that whole thing in place, all of the normal people got a hold of the tech, and you've got shit in your hand that can track a lot of that stuff and see a lot of those people, and we can communicate with each other like we're doing right now over the tech that they let us get our hands on. Once something like that goes into the wild, there's nothing you can fucking do about it. And now here we are noticing them trying to set up frantically a police surveillance state. You don't believe me? Fine. Let's ask a police officer.
Hello, everyone. My name is Noel Pachado. I'm a ex-cop here in the state of Rhode Island. I'm regrettably an ex-police officer. It's part of the reason why I'm doing one of the strangest things I've ever done, which is talking in front of a camera, in order to inform you all about a concerning trend that's been steadily rising in my state and other states across the country.
What's this?
So in 2021, 2022, my city, the city of Pawtucket, the police department I was a part of, along with other departments in my state, started quietly signing contracts with this new technology called Flock camera.
Oh.
surveillance system company run by a man named Garrett Langley. He's the CEO and founder of that company.
We'll get to
Basically, it's a
him.
very sophisticated AI software that uses a camera system to track and monitor every vehicle that goes by the camera lens. You know, it doesn't require a violation. It doesn't require any infraction. It only requires movement. That's it. And it records the make, the model, color, bumper stickers, you name it, of the vehicle that goes by every single one of these camera lenses. They're quite discreet. If you don't know what they are, you won't be able to spot them out. They're basically put on utility poles at the main intersections in your city if you have them. So to put it bluntly, you know, if you own a car, you're now being tracked. If I could put it plainly, for committing the sin of going to work. This information is shared city to city and even state to state without a warrant.
This is important.
There's no legislation governing this technology.
Yes, there is.
Well, specifically referring to my state, which doesn't have any legislation governing this technology, even though it's been in use for about 4 years now. And if you're still watching this video, I'm assuming your temper is starting to flare up.
I hope your temper's starting to flare up. Yeah. I hope it is, because guess who else did shit like this? They didn't have the technology, but boy, did they like surveillance. You know them as the Bolsheviks.
The KGB?
Yes.
The Nazis did it quite a bit.
Bolsheviks. Drink.
The Stasi, the East German police, were actually way worse than the Nazis.
Well, they were around a lot longer.
Yes, and they also had the KGB guys dating all the way back to 1917, teaching them how to be better Stasis. So it was an institutional thing. Right, you heard the guy. He said there's no legislation for any of this. Well, that's odd, because what happens if, like, say you decide some chick is hot and you start, this is purely hypothetical because Pop's chicks are hot days are long past.
They're gone. You got to, hey, look, you got to bear with me if I'm hacking a lot.
We're getting the smoke from the fires.
Smoke from the wildfires.
There's a huge plume from the wildfires in Colorado or Utah, wherever the fuck it is, coming over Michigan right now. And I've got it. My nose is jacked up. I was wondering why my eyes are burning, and I found that. I'm like, well, that's helpful. Yes. Anyway, hypothetical Pop finds a hypothetical chick that he likes. Hypothetically, she runs in fear because Pop is scary and doesn't wash very often.
Not a nice man.
Not a nice man. And Pop begins to stalk her, and he uses her phone, and he uses the internet, and he gets access to vehicle records and tracks her across several states. This is all bad, right? I mean, this is bad. You can't do that.
Yeah, if you use the internet to track someone, they can actually slam fuck you.
All of it. There's, if you use anything electronic. The thing is, this guy says there's no legislation. Well, that's fucking odd. Because, hang on, there we go. 18 U.S. Code 2261A, interstate stalking, which is the primary federal stalking statute. Traveling in interstate or foreign commerce, or entering and leaving Indian country using mail, interactive computer services, electronic communication services, or any facility of interstate commerce with the intent to kill, injure, harass, intimidate, or surveil a person, and in the course of or the results or as a result of such travel, placing that person in reasonable fear of death, serious bodily injury, or causing substantial emotional distress. It covers both physical stalking and cyber stalking.
Yep.
Let me clarify something for you. Flock is a private company. They've got no government authority. And those cameras that the police are using, that this guy was describing, all of that data goes to Flock servers. There is no control over any of it. And we're going to see here very shortly that it gets misused like crazy.
And listen, every database on the internet has been hacked.
Yes.
So if you think any of that data is secured behind, you're out of your goddamn mind.
Yes. Yep. And that data, unfortunately, is in the hands of foreign nationals for the most part, because let's face it, most tech companies today, they're run by Indians. It's just true. It's just a fact. Okay. All of the big tech companies right now are pretty much primarily run by Indians. That means all of the data from every vehicle on the road where there are flock cameras is in foreign hands.
Mhm.
And I don't mean that those individuals are going to use it to do direct harm to anybody, but I guarantee some of them will sell that data. Guarantee it.
Now, technically,
Yeah.
now I know you're not a pointy stick kind of guy, but if
I am
you
not the
want
pointy stick
to ambush somebody, what is the primary thing you're looking for?
They're patterns.
A pattern. Correct.
Well, we did that. That's singing. I was the guy who developed the patterns. Me! I'm the guy!
So let's say
Yeah.
you're a person that's not speaking highly of Israel for whatever reason.
Mhm.
And they deem you to be a credible threat.
Mhm.
And they say, you know what? That guy needs to cease to exist.
Yep.
In the old days, they'd have to send a team out and they bug your car and watch you and surveil you. Now they could do it from thousands of miles away, get your pattern, find out what's going on.
Yep. Log
send
into the
two-
Flock database. Yep.
Yeah. And literally fly two guys over or call people who are already here because we already know they're here
Uh-huh.
and you're dead.
Or put a drone in. These days.
We'll get to that.
Ask Ukraine.
Yeah.
So let's get back to this guy because he seemed to have something more to say.
because it's probably the first time you're hearing about this, which
Well,
I think is the worst thing about this,
Uh-huh.
in my opinion, is that you, the American citizen, was never notified about this innovation, nor its implementation. Your consent was never required, nor even asked for, or even thought about when your city government was putting up this new technology. For example, the chief of the Pawtucket Police Department, she was confronted by a local reporter on this very question of what gave them the right to put up these cameras without consulting the public. Her response was, so the criminals wouldn't know about it and avoid its detection. So there you go. That's their best argument about why they felt you, the public, had no right to know about this new innovation being put up in your city. So why am I in the situation that I'm in right now? Why am I talking to you? Mm-hmm. So when this innovation was first introduced in my city and many other cities in the state, I brought up a lot of the reasonable objections I'm sure a lot of you who already came up with in the first few seconds of this video, which is
next
concerns about privacy, concerns about abuse, and concerns about transparency.
Yep.
Because I brought up all these concerns to that same local reporter that interviewed the chief of the Pawtucket Police Department, and because I brought these concerns to the Government Oversight Committee at my state house, what I got for that was suspensions without pay. I lost my promotion to detectives. I had my character sullied, and all that eventually led to my resignation.
Sound familiar at all? They just canceled him.
Well, here's the thing: is he shouldn't have resigned. He should have made them fire him, and then he could sue them.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough. But as we all know, hindsight's 20/20. You're correct. He didn't have anybody advising him. That's another issue. That's going to be a whole different show. I've actually decided to do a class on how to fight back against this shit because I identified a major problem in our culture. It will be a separate show. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole right now. But I found out a major piece of what's wrong and what's missing, and it's fixable. At any rate, books, by the way, it's books. So within this whole discussion, there's the proverbial white elephant in the room. Contractors and governments alike in the USA use the words, there is no right or expectation to privacy in public, or words to that effect. They say this is some sort of a magic spell, but there's a major flaw in this logic. This presumption of theirs does not grant them the right to stalk, collect upon, or monetize people simply because they are in a public place. Corporations and lawyers go out of their way to make sure that only no right to expectation of privacy is ever mentioned. They use this as their shield to stalk whoever they want, whenever they want, in whatever way they want. Now, let's dispel this logical fallacy. The argument is there is no reasonable expectation of privacy in public, therefore we may collect, aggregate, retain, and monetize any data captured in public spaces. This is a non sequitur. The premise does not support the conclusion. What no expectation of privacy in public actually means in the original legal context going back several centuries, a person cannot sue for invasion of privacy for being observed in a public space. If you're walking around outside and you're drinking a beer, I mean, you're in plain sight drinking a beer. The cop can walk over to you and go, hey, buddy, you're drinking a beer in public. Okay, that's reasonable. That's no privacy in a public space. Law enforcement does not need a warrant to observe what is in plain view. Again, the beer.
Plain view doctrine.
That is the complete scope of the doctrine of plain view. Exactly correct. What this has never meant. The observation confers ownership of that data. The aggregation of observations is lawful and without limit. In other words, every camera seeing you along as you go. The monetization of behavioral data is authorized, which it is not. They cannot monetize you or tokenize you like that. The systematic targeting of individuals is permitted, which Flock categorically does. Its whole purpose is to systematically target and catalog you, and that the observed person loses all legal protections. The doctrine answers one narrow question: does a person have a Fourth Amendment protection against observation in public? The answer to that question is largely no, but that answer has been tortured into a general license for conduct the doctrine never addressed and was never designed to authorize. Do you have any questions? Am I making any sense? Do you get what I'm saying here? A cop sees you with a beer on the street in your hand. You're on the street with a beer in your hand. He saw you. That's fine. But he can't then follow you around taking notes everywhere you go for the rest of your fucking life.
Or park a drone over your head without.
Or park a drone over your head, which is in effect what they've done.
I believe there's been some case law in regards to that.
There is starting to be case law. There is starting to be case law regarding that.
But like a lot of these, the pesky Constitution, they literally get around it by buying your data from a private company.
Which is even more illegal.
Yeah, but they have these long fucking terms of service.
Mm-hmm.
It's all fine print. And then at the end, you just go, I agree.
You never contracted with them. You never agreed to any of this. You never allowed this to happen by your silence because you did not know it was happening. Everything there is false, especially in the case of cameras in the street. Now, when you pick up one of these here and you sign that little contract, there's all that shit in there that says that they're going to collect your data. But there are ways to opt out of it. And in fact, you can get by without a smartphone. You can get a flip phone. You can get a regular phone that just says phone shit.
And there are
so you have a way to opt out.
No, there's Faraday bags you can purchase where you can put your phone in.
Yes, I have them.
And then you can take it out whenever you need the phone. But
yes,
because if you check a block like, well, we're not tracking you now. Yeah, sure.
Right.
You're being tracked.
But in the case of the Flock cameras, you have no choice. You have no option. There is no way for you to opt out of it, short of never actually leaving your own home.
Yeah.
Which means it's a surveillance state run by a private company that has no authority to do any such thing.
And politicians who've been, in my opinion, purchased.
Oh, no, they're absolutely purchased. They're absolutely purchased. I watched them try to purchase our county. And fortunately, our county fought back because enough people showed up. We've discussed this many times. Show up at county meetings. You can pressure these people, especially at the city and county levels. You can pressure those people because they're your fucking neighbors.
Yep.
Bob, I play golf with you on Saturday. Fix this shit, or I'm going to beat your ass.
And also, like, they're relying on people is fear.
Yes.
Well, you'll be safer. If something happens, we'll be able to find the perpetrators.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Safety is their watchword.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is to make your life safer and more convenient. And if you look around, you see those words pop up all the time. And safer and more convenient.
Has it become safer and more convenient? It has not.
No, it's just gotten worse and worse.
I just like reposted 12, tweets on X showing violence taking place all over the country.
Yes.
And nothing is done to these people.
That never existed before.
Yeah.
Honestly, it didn't exist before.
And they're on camera doing it, and nothing happens to them. They're being released, or there's just not enough people to round these people up.
Yep.
It's not safer.
Nope. Let's see here. This actually happened in Plymouth. I'm going to bring this one up. Hang on. And this is the other thing. Flock has an error rate of almost 7%. Okay, if we had an error rate of 7% in what I was doing, you got reassigned. And you weren't getting promoted, and you were probably going to get RCMP'd, ration controlled.
People die.
Yeah. Because you couldn't have that. You were not useful if you had an error rate like that.
Yeah, listen, hang on.
Attention.
What?
AI, they're actually using facial recognition software, running through AI and arresting people, and they get the wrong people all the time.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Or the wrong vehicle, which is, watch this shit, okay? This guy's a car dealer. He's got himself a Range Rover here. Watch what happens.
Showdown between a Minnesota man and Plymouth police officers. They thought he'd stolen a $150,000 car based on bad information in the Flock system.
Fox 9's Courtney Hoggard shows us the consequences and what an innocent man's story says about the broader increase in surveillance.
Rolling around in a Range Rover is all in a day's work for automotive journalist Joel Fetter. But TheDrive.com did not sign him up for what happened when he walked out of Kohl's in Plymouth.
And I see two cop cars lit up with sirens blasting coming in the backup camera from the passenger side. Then I look to my left in the glass, and all of a sudden I see two more cop cars coming from my driver's side. So now I'm boxed and pinned in, and I got four cop cars, lights going.
Can you come out to me, please?
Fetter followed every order from wary officers.
Are you armed at all? No.
Now, right here, there have been a lot of cases where the cops decided that the guy was armed somehow and shot him.
Yep.
Okay, so that is a definite possibility. However, this guy,
have you actually watched a felony stop?
Yeah.
They're like, get out of the car, walk back. Look, I can't walk backwards. I can't get on my knees and shit because it's fucked up.
Yep.
So literally, they'd be authorized to thump me.
Yeah.
And I medically can't do most of the shit they want.
Yeah. And they won't listen either at that point.
No.
Anyway, this guy was healthy and complied.
No.
He says the officers had their hands on their holsters, but they never drew weapons, so the interaction stayed tense but manageable.
Oh, that's
and
nice.
Eventually an officer revealed the reason for their suspicion.
The reason you have four cops here is because your license plate is registered as stolen license plates.
Fetter had enough documentation to convince them it was not stolen, and found out he'd been on their radar for a while.
It hit on our license plate readers the other day too. So
I said, how'd you do that? And they said, well, there's Flock cameras around here.
Tens of thousands of Flock cameras automatically read license plates all over the country. The company reports 20 billion vehicles pass its cameras every month, and its readers accurately capture 93% of the license plates.
93%.
You know what?
93%. You know, what did I say about stalking? What did I just say? It's about freaking 18 U.S. Code 2261-A when we started this.
There needs to be something you could be able to put over your license plate that just stops them from reading.
They'll just pick the color of your car and any distinguishing marks on it. These Flock cameras pick up a ton more shit. It's not just your license plate. That's the myth. Oh, it's a license plate reader. No, it's not. It catalogs your vehicle. Everything about it.
Plymouth alone has 15 intersections with Flock cameras, including this one that tracked Fetter right into the Kohl's parking lot. But even when the camera reads the plate correctly, human error can lead to surveillance mistakes.
My plate was 3410 DTM. The plate Flock picked up was 34 DTM. That 10 didn't seem to matter.
Police believe someone in LA originally reported a plate missing with different small numbers where the 10 was on this Range Rover.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the other plate that's got stolen or lost.
Flock's 7% inaccurate reading rate also means about 1.4 billion times every month when police get no information or bad information, opening the door for a cascade of mistakes to escalate into unnecessary police stops.
Now, if you, as a Ranger or Green Beret, not hit a bad target, not hit a dry hole or something like that, but if you fucked up 1 out of every 10 times, what would happen?
Court-martial.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
If you were fucking up 1 out of every 10 times, which is essentially what this is, you at a minimum you would be taken out of the regiment.
It'd be a shame if people started destroying these things in
a real pity.
ways.
A real pity. There are no sites that talk about anything like that either, like a site called DFlock. So don't go looking for DFlock. But yeah.
You can get a drone and fly it near there, hypothetically, with spray paint.
There's all kinds of hey, did you know you can probably mount a paintball gun on a drone?
Yeah, or you could burn out the camera with, I don't know, a laser.
I heard that's theoretically possible, yes.
He's lucky that the stop only involved their hands on the guns and no drawn guns.
The ACLU of Minnesota is tracking misuses and abuses of surveillance technology, including officers using alerts to stalk romantic interests. In this case, Flock told us, quote, "We take incidents like this seriously and are looking closely at what happened. An alert should be one part of an investigation, not the whole basis for a stop."
Now stop right there. What's wrong with this? Right off the bat. A private company is looking into police investigation methods and how their equipment affects that. Did you elect any of these Flock people?
No.
Did you contract or vote for a contract with any of these Flock people?
I'm not even cool with
do this kind of shit.
Hang on, I'm not even cool with the police department putting cameras in every intersection.
No,
I'm not cool with that either. I'm pretty much getting sick and tired of this shit.
Yep. I will accept a standard CCTV that feeds directly to a monitor in a police substation where they watch major intersections. Okay. That to me feels like a reasonable use. And it ends right the fuck there. Or a standard CCTV with a cable feed to a single monitor in a police substation that looks at the front of the courthouse. Okay. I get that you want to watch shit like that. That feels reasonable to me. But this is insane. This is absolutely batshit
Right,
crazy.
we're going to a bad place.
We are going to a very bad place. One of our viewers, actually, Sergeant Klein, posted this on Twitter the other day, and I snatched it just for this purpose here.
Here's the most terrifying truth about Flock. It's impossible to stop them. I'm sure you've seen videos of people removing these cameras.
Whatever you do, don't do this.
While it's good that people understand the threat, this kind of resistance simply cannot work.
Wrong.
Flock is spreading too fast, and they can always replace these cameras.
Breaking news. This is an image of how many Flock cameras there were on February 25th of 2024. So each blue dot is either one or a couple of them. There's not too many. And June 2025, this is how many they put up in that time frame. Keep in mind, these are the Flock cameras that at first, they're just going to monitor people's license plates and catch bad guys. But now they're talking about using them to pick up audio and detect all the audio of anywhere they're placed, have a good microphone on them, and be able to hear what people are saying. And we know in South Korea, these are being used to police who's allowed on the street right now because of their partial energy lockdown. Then here is March 2026. How many cameras they put up? Flock.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see that map?
It's creepy, isn't it? Look at that shit.
Yep.
Cameras.
And when they say it's spreading too fast,
that's 2 years.
If
That's
enough
that's
people,
effectively
if enough
2
people
years.
say, you know what, we're done with this, it could be stopped.
What he is saying is incorrect. He says that Flock is spreading too fast and they just put up a new one if you tear it down. No. Manufacturing does not work that way. Attrition does not work that way. The people who are paying to put this up, your city, your township, your county, whatever, don't have infinity funds for stuff like this.
Yeah.
It is absolutely a war of attrition. And the more of these come down, the harder it is to sustain that. In the beginning, yes, it will feel like they could just replace it instantly. But that's exactly what they want you to think.
Now, I just asked Rock this, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I asked, can a flock camera be damaged or broken with a laser? Now, this is purely for information purposes only.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
It says, yes, high-power lasers can damage or break a flock camera.
Yeah.
And it gives wavelengths.
Remember, this show is for comedy purposes.
Yeah, it's comedy purposes only. Anyone can ask these questions yourself in Grok and get this information.
Yep.
So I'm not doing anything that hasn't already been done.
Nope.
I'm not telling you to do this, but if it were to happen, I totally understand.
Behave yourselves. Behave.
Correct.
Behave.
Yeah. And, there's probably some good standoff distance with that thing. So, you're not in the intersection when said police roll up at the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's just hypothetical. I'm just putting that out there.
Yeah. I understand.
I myself will not be doing this because I'm old.
Shut up.
I get it.
Okay.
Of course, the cover story is to make things safer and better, but this looks like a surveillance grid going up in real time.
We're at a point where you can find these cameras even in the middle of nowhere.
Look around. We're standing in the middle of the Richland Wildlife Management Area. Miles and miles of Florida wilderness with no neighborhoods or shopping centers, subdivisions or traffic lights around. Just woods, hunters, fishermen, families, people enjoying the outdoors the way that generations of Floridians always have. So here's my question. Why are there surveillance cameras here? Why are there license plate readers sitting at the crossroads of a wildlife management area?
And here's why every state and every city keeps adopting Flock.
Okay. This guy is 39 years old. He has never had any education past his tech education. That is to say, he has had no moral compass installed. He has had no ethical compass installed. He has lived a life of privilege. He is now insanely wealthy. And at 39 years old, is running this surveillance empire. Listen to this fucking ass clown.
Prison can't be the answer. It just doesn't work. And the whole concept of prison will never work. And there are some incredibly well-run prisons with really well-intentioned wardens doing the best of their ability, but the concept of putting a bunch of violent people together is by default flawed.
First of all, this guy sounds like every second lieutenant I have ever known.
I was just going to say that.
I could fix the army. Yeah, okay, come on.
So I question, what could Flock be doing to say, I'm going to prevent kids from becoming criminals.
Yeah.
And if you do wind up on that path, how do I get you back on track as fast as possible? And we're a for-profit business.
Let me translate what the Flock CEO just said. Politicians get to save money by keeping more criminals out of jail. And they also get to keep an eye on everyone 24/7 for a fraction of the cost. How's that for a deal? The whole situation is terrifying, and yet somehow this guy keeps pretending as if he's saving America.
Last year, we helped clear just north of 1 million crimes in America. And in a lot of those cases, we are the end, the beginning, and everything.
Yes.
Outside of the human putting handcuffs on. And in some cases, we might be the tip of the spear.
Oh my God.
This guy is a genuine, bona fide narcissistic sociopath. He has no boundaries. He has no morals. He has no ethics. All of his morals and ethics have been applied by video games. If I put enough rules in the game, then you can't do these things.
Now, listen, if they want to actually tackle crime, put the family back together. Bring fathers back into the equation. And a lot of this bullshit these young guys are doing will come to an end. And that will have downstream effects with having to put less people in fucking prison.
We had a generally homogenous and relatively moral society that functioned just fine. You're always going to have a level of crime. It is inevitable. There has never been a society without crime. Okay? Doesn't exist. But what we have now is a direct result of tampering with the general fabric of society entirely. And then you get tech bros like this guy who he doesn't have any kind of moral structure. He really thinks he can apply a camera and start fixing things. And it's like,
because we're not a bunch of evil hairless monkeys. We're going to use this technology to further grab more power and do evil hairless monkey shit.
Evil hairless monkey shit?
Yeah, get the fuck out of here.
You mean like this?
Happened before, that's going to happen again unless you demand transparency within surveillance.
Growing concern across Georgia tonight about flock cameras.
Several law enforcement officials across the state have been charged with misusing the surveillance tech in just the last week. So is it just a few bad apples or a symptom of a wider problem? That is where we start tonight on the News at 10. I'm Russ Spencer.
And I'm Christine Spiro. In the latest instance, a Greene County deputy is accused of using the Flock database for personal business.
And he's not alone. Within the last few months, at least 10 other members of law enforcement around the
10,
state
you say?
have been charged with the same. Our side's Rob Durienzo joins us tonight with a closer look at the growing concerns over those Flock cameras. Rob?
That's right, guys. Good evening to you both. I spoke with the co-founder of Flock, which is headquartered right here in Atlanta. She thinks these cases are a small price to pay for all the crime that the system solves. But the ACLU of Georgia says this is a wake-up call.
It's just a small price to pay that the people who are supposed to be doing the law enforcement are now committing the crimes using the tools that you gave them for law enforcement. Pop, this just evil hairless monkey syndrome.
Yeah.
That you should write a fucking book on that. Evil hairless monkey syndrome.
Let me write that down.
Because look, I genuinely believe that this Flock CEO guy, I think he really believes he's doing good. It's called altruism. When you genuinely believe that everything you're doing is for the good of everybody, you become the benevolent dictator. You truly believe in your heart of hearts that you just want to help people and make everything right. And you end up creating this shit show.
And that always happens.
Always. Invariably. It
whenever you
never doesn't end this way.
Power in the hands of just a small minority or one person, it's going off the reservation.
The guy who invented TNT never envisioned it being used as a weapon. Oppenheimer was devastated that he ended up building a bomb. The list goes on and on.
Growing public distrust after several officers have been charged across Georgia for using the Flock license plate tracking database for personal reasons.
It has happened before, and it's going to happen again unless you demand transparency within surveillance.
In Greene County, Deputy Kenesha Goss was fired on Tuesday, charged with misusing the Flock system. Earlier this week in Albany, 5 police officers. Last month in Cherokee County, a lieutenant, sergeant, and deputy were all charged with violating their oath.
In this case, where misuse happened, the technology itself was not creating the misuse. It was human beings.
Paige Todd, the Atlanta-based company's co-founder, says many of the recent arrests have come as a result of departments using their new audit assistance tool, which flags unusual searches.
The best way to prevent misuse is now every member of law enforcement out there knows that this audit exists.
It uses AI. And that's why information security analyst Peter Tran says this is so unnerving for so many, because this network of cameras has the ability to track a lot about you, which becomes searchable in a nationwide database.
Okay, so the Flock chick said that, there's an audit system. Well, the problem is that audit system is also controlled by
AI.
Evil hairless monkeys, Pop.
Yeah. Well, that as well. And look, here's another thing. If you think that those AI data centers are not going to spy on you, you're an idiot.
That's
Just
what they're for.
Doing it right.
They're to store the data.
Yeah, they're doing it right now.
Those data centers are to store this data. That's what they're for.
Yep.
So pull thine head from thine fourth point of contact.
It becomes a privacy and security issue. So your whereabouts, where you shopped, your name, your address.
Across the country, there's a growing pushback against Flock cameras, with dozens of communities ending their contracts with the company over
More and more.
privacy
I saw
concerns.
4 just today.
Jeopardizing your civil rights and civil liberties is never just an unfortunate event. You have constitutional rights, especially a right to privacy. And the question is, who polices the police?
Yeah,
that's the big question. Now, if the ACLU is up your ass over this stuff, then you really bad news. Look, he said you have legal rights. Here's what that really means. The rights that survive public presence. Being in public does not extinguish your right to freedom from stalking, your right from wiretapping, your freedom from wiretapping, your freedom from harassment, your freedom from data monetization without consent, freedom from discriminatory targeting, freedom of association, freedom of movement without systematic tracking. Not one of these rights contains an asterisk reading except when you're in public. Every one of those rights is protected by either U.S. Code or the Constitution. Okay, this is the argument that this is harmless and it's in public, so you don't have a right to privacy is garbage. It is the worst form of sophistry, which is when you make a bullshit argument, is essentially what sophistry is.
I mean, technically, if you're walking around and somebody's filming, you can't really bitch. But they're not maintaining a nationwide fucking database on you.
And here's why. If that person is filming you, they're okay. At worst, they're just being a dick. But if they are doing it for surveillance and it is not authorized surveillance, that now becomes a crime. That is a crime. If that same person shows up everywhere you go with a camera and is filming you, now you have a crime. That's stalking.
This is going to require some cheetah flips and some 30-pound brains to unfuck. And here's another thing is, since we have all these women voting who vote with their feelings, you could scare these women and they're like, well, I want more safety and it's just cameras and it's just listen, I don't really feel comfortable with somebody typing in my name into a database and going, on this day on blah, 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 Terrence Pop was here and he spent this much time in this location. Fuck off.
Yeah.
I'm already pissed that they could pull up a database and basically say everywhere I've been with my phone for like going back 10 years.
Now I'm going to let you guys hate on me for a moment because I was able to bring Korea into this. Because I studied North Korea's police state, okay? And I was able to draw exact parallels. Okay? Feature North Korea's surveillance state and US corporate surveillance state. Feature 1, justification. State security and social order is what North Korea claimed. U.S. corporate says no expectation of privacy in public. Feature, actual scope. Total population monitoring in North Korea. I know this is true. Approaching total in dense environments in the United States. Oversight. It's the party apparatus. It's the fucking elites, right? Same here in the United States. Recourse for subjects. None at all in North Korea. In the United States, theoretical, but practically it's impossible unless we start doing shit.
Yep.
Monetization, political control in North Korea. Everything's about political control there. But in the US, it's commercial and political because they are tokenizing you and you become a saleable asset.
And if you think the Democratic Socialists, if they get in power, aren't going to use this to stay in power, you're fucking fooling yourself.
Yes, and there are 2 more here. One is behavioral modification, which is the explicit goal, and that's the big one that we studied the most. This kind of surveillance is about modifying how you behave, okay? In North Korea, that's the explicit goal. In the United States, it's becoming obvious that that is, in fact, their explicit goal. The final one is limiting principle, which means what do they have as controls? In North Korea, there's none. There's nothing you can do about it. You're just fucked. In the United States, there's none in practice.
Yet.
No. None in practice means Well, technically there are, but none of them are practiced. None of them are used. None of them are exercised.
I have a feeling we're going to start seeing some lawsuits over this shit.
I have said a bunch of times, we are headed down the fucking road to a North Korean police state.
Yes.
I have said this many times. Here we fucking are. And it sucks. I don't want to talk about Korea. I want to talk about my chickens. Anybody want to talk about chickens?
Todd believes the good her company has enabled cops to do has outweighed the bad.
I believe, solve about 1 million crimes with our technology. 10,000 missing people have gone home because of it. This feels like pretty small in comparison.
Oh, you know what I have to say about that? That is one of the best, most eloquent, well thought out arguments I have heard in a long time to repeal the 19th Amendment. Did I say that out loud? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's bad. Okay, so here's the additional problem. Flock is getting all of the attention, right?
Mm-hmm.
There are more companies, and there's one that's almost as big, and all of the police departments are using it, and it's called Axon. They do all the body cameras.
Uh-huh.
They do all the drones. They do all the command centers. And they're using AI to write the reports now. Public safety, law enforcement, Axon ecosystem, real-time crime center. That's a talk for you military people out there. Real-time crime center is a talk. Drone as first responder, Axon training, Axon 911, prepared AI, Carbine, which is one of the reporting tools, Axon AI Era Plan, Axon Vision, Axon Assistant. These are all police reporting tools. I looked through these before we did all of this. And then products, they've got Fuses, Axon Air, Dead Drone. These are all drones, Sky Hero. Then they've got Body 4, Fleet 4, or Fleet 3, which is cameras for vehicles, etc. And this just goes fucking on and on and on. I mean, that's a dashboard.
Yep.
Okay. And it looks cool. It looks like a video game and it's relatable. Yeah. Except they're tracking every fucking thing you do. And what Axon does also is hook into those Flock databases to build their reports and stuff. They operate they operate a lot like when the Green Berets and the Intel guys work together. We each have our own separate job, clearly defined, but we each provide each other with information to make doing our jobs easier. This surveillance state arrangement between Axon and Flock is doing exactly that.
Wow.
Yeah. Now, again, as per usual, all of the links will be available to anybody who wants all of this stuff. My copious assload of notes.
Also,
actually, I'll show my copious assload of notes.
Just ask AI, ask Grok, or whatever AI you use.
Mm-hmm.
What American companies are actively using drones today? Walmart's in there, and so is.
Oh my God, it's hundreds. This is the notes that I compiled just for this episode here. That I initially called Stalker, just because I liked the sound of that at the time. But this is all the legal material I was able to find on pretty short notice, about 3 days worth of actually looking. But it just goes on and on and on. And this is all arguments that dispel Flock's right to collect data on you. You'll note that as I'm talking, this is still going. Okay.
And like usual, if you want a copy of this PDF, email us, redonkulous12@gmail.com, and we'll send it to you.
I tried to think it through from the perspective of an intelligence analyst, of an operative on the ground, and as a paralegal, and so much as I can. I'm not a lawyer, obviously. I've said that many times. But from the perspective of a lawyer, what kind of questions would be asked? Because I've been in the room when they do depositions. I know what kind of questions they're going to ask. So, in so much as I could, I asked every single question that I could.
And I have a feeling that those Flock cameras in the middle of nowhere probably not going to be there much longer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Listen,
that's
this is not going. Yeah, I don't think this is going to end well.
I don't think it's going to end well for them. We have a short video from the actual CEO of Axon, give you an idea of what this guy is like as well.
If you're watching this on Rumble, please repost this on your individual channels because people need to see this.
Oh, yeah.
This,
we don't care. We're not going to ding you for copyright or any of that stupid shit. We want this stuff.
We don't do that. We don't play those games. Even on YouTube, I've had people like repost my stuff, and
we don't care.
If it's older stuff, I really don't care. I mean, I'm here to save lives, and that's another thing. We do this mainly to save men from suicide, self-deletion. We're up to 601 lives saved. We have got a couple more on the hook. We're trying to get their stories from. We would not be able to do this for as long as we have without your support. Now, Redonkulous.com operates under Second Class Citizen, which is a 501c3 nonprofit corporation. All right? We're not doing this to make money. There's no money in hope. We're doing this to save lives. So any donations you make go a long way to keep this rolling forward. And we appreciate this in advance. Thank you. All right. Sorry.
No problem. No problem. Got to get the message out, man. Got to get the message out. But anyway, this next video is a short clip of the actual CEO of Axon. So you can get a feel for this guy.
Hey, my name is Shiar Cooper, and currently I am an LDP at Axon.
Oh, no, this is Axon Company
That's a part
itself,
of the leadership
not the
development
CEO.
program. Currently, my function is marketing, so I work as a product marketing manager on the federal team.
Hello, my name is Patrick Muscat. I'm a professional services manager working mainly with Axon Justice Solutions like Evidence.com, Attorney Premier, and Attorney Advanced.
I've worked at Axon for about 1 year, and I joined Axon because of the mission Protect Life. I believe that it's important for Axon to develop products that allow de-escalation within our communities. And so
now stop right there.
Yeah, they don't do.
Okay. This is what they're focused on. So it's a DEI driven company to begin with. So right off the bat, you've got a company full of young Marxists.
communities, and so that allows another person to go forward freely without harm or death.
The first thing that jumped out to me is the level of communication that's designed to make everybody succeed.
One of Axon's values that I most resonate with is aim far. I believe just coming up with different creative ideas to market and message to customers and then potential customers has been a value add to the teams that I've had the opportunity to rotate onto.
As a prosecutor, you're trained to seek justice for all involved in the system.
No, you're
the
not.
Victim, the defendant, the witnesses, and you're not there just to try to get a conviction on the accused. You're there to seek justice. So I'm able to use my experience and the similar value set that the prosecutor has to the values that Axon has.
That right there is a bold-faced lie. Pop and I both know this. We've been around the legal system long enough. The prosecutor works for the county or the state or the city. Their job is to get convictions. Period. That's their job.
Mm-hmm.
They won't take a case if they don't think they're going to get a conviction.
What about all the people who have been picked up and released 30, 40 fucking times, and then they finally kill somebody?
Yep.
I mean, what the fuck? I mean, back in the day, when I was a young buck, you got usually, if you're under the age of 25, you got like one, maybe two passes if it wasn't serious. But the minute you go through those, you are getting slam fucked. That's it. Now, I just can't believe that this prosecutor said this shit about justice. I mean, get the fuck out of here.
Bold-faced lie.
It's a bold-faced lie.
Absolutely a fucking lie.
I mean, you could look at the child support enforcement numbers between men and women. I looked at some of the stats, or studies on this. I don't remember them off the top of my head.
Yeah.
But 80% of all the warrants for child support evasion are men.
Mm-hmm.
Women, they're not prosecuted or they're not thrown in jail at the rate men are. This is a bold-faced fucking lie.
Yeah.
What about sexual assault? Women are getting passes or not charged or given probation when a dude is getting, 20, 30 years in prison.
Yep. I'm sorting tabs where we're talking here, by the way.
I mean,
you know what else happened?
Oh, we got the monkey on it. All right. Oh, yeah. I like it.
There it is. Hey, Jimmy, get your fucking smoke off our lawn, man. We're
Oh yeah, that's right. That's
all the wildfires, all the smoke is coming here. Pop and I both had like burning eyes and fucked up throats all day. We're like, what's going on?
I noticed it yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now you know how we felt when the whole Canadian fires were going on.
Yep.
Because
Canadian fires, eh?
Yep. When I was at my old job, there's literally the big old national monument that my town is named after.
Right.
It's across the cornfield, and then there's the highway, and it's right there. You could not see it. The smoke was that thick.
Wait, I'm puzzled. There's cornfields in Nebraska?
One or two.
Fat women in them.
That's good shit right there.
Everyone gets fucked with.
Everyone gets fucked with. Now, here's another guy from Axon. This guy is Josh Guthrie, apparently. Let's see what he has to say about the whole thing. I've got a couple of choice ones coming up here, too, that are just going to make your fucking blood boil.
Today, I want to tell you about a new Draft One feature called Post-Incident Narration that helps you finish reports faster with greater detail.
Oh, no errors there.
You ask? Start by selecting your recording as usual. You can fill out the appropriate fields here, but before Draft One generates a draft from your transcript, you'll notice a narrate button. This is perfect if you want to add details the camera didn't capture. Maybe the transcript was short, or you observed something you didn't say out loud. Let's look at an example. Just click narrate and talk naturally through what happened. It was an unseasonably cold day, only 25 degrees. Marcus was dressed warmly, but still seemed cold. Draft One will then merge that narration with the transcript, creating a more complete report. If you want more details, you can still add them. Just click that narrate additional details button again. Once you're satisfied, insert the draft into the report writing tool. Make any edits and sign off. Post-incident narration makes it simple to save time and improve completeness. Give it a try in the next report.
Okay, there's a bunch of shit wrong here.
Wow.
Pop, name one thing wrong with this. Give me one thing.
Well, number one, if you want an officer to recall stuff on the stand, he should fucking handwrite the goddamn report.
Yes.
Himself. If he doesn't, it's going to go, well, that's what the drone said, or that's what AI wrote when I narrated in there.
Quick clarification. This is about writing actual police reports, about writing actual incidents. That's what Axon does.
Yeah, but the police office, like, there were times, listen, I wanted to become a cop at one point, and I did a ride along with the Troy Police Department.
Mm-hmm.
And I did that for like 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. And I did like the whole shift. I got back and I watched this guy sit down and fucking write their reports.
Yeah.
And they hand wrote them, and then they at the end of the week, they typed them into a computer, or they had somebody else do it.
Mm-hmm. They usually have a clerk for that.
And then there were so many days a month they had to go to court or whatever for traffic tickets and what have you.
Yes. Yep.
But you cannot, in my opinion, take the human out of the equation.
Here's a couple of things I saw wrong with this right off the bat. First of all, we've just determined that AI is fallible.
Yeah.
Second, humans are evil, hairless monkeys. AI generates that report, right? I want to get to the end of my shift. I don't want to fuck around with this. AI's fine. Hit save. Doesn't review the report. Won't catch any errors. Doesn't add any additional information. AI has now written that report completely. After a while, the following will definitely happen. The department will go, hey, we can probably pay officers a little less since all of this shit is automated. We can take high school dropouts now. We can take Tyrone and Deshaun. they can be police officers because all they have to do is push a button and it writes the report for them. They don't actually have to write anything. Now you've got literal 70 IQ thugs as police officers. Guess what those will do? Anything you tell them to.
Yep.
What could go wrong?
They're already doing that anyway, man.
They really are in a lot of places. And guess who else did this around 1917? Jimmy, get that finger ready. Bolsheviks.
I said it. Bolsheviks. Bolsheviks. Now drink.
Damn it. It's alarming as fuck. They're automating all of this stuff. And once this is automated, human beings automatically become lazier. Look, when Pop and I were kids, we had all of our friends' phone numbers, addresses, and directions to their house memorized.
Yep.
You didn't have to be smart. You just memorized shit. All of our friends' phone numbers. I still know my phone number from when I was a fucking kid, 7392989.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't have area codes, by the way. You kids that have to deal with area codes now, you couldn't ask a chick for her 7 digits anymore. That used to be a thing.
Yep.
Anyway, it's all of this is being automated. Axon's the big one doing all of this on the police end. Well, Flock is doing all of the surveillance shit, and everybody thinks for some reason this shit is completely okay.
But, okay, let's just take it one step further. Next, they're going to have AI bots policing, writing the reports, and there'll be no human interaction. And then you're going to get fucking Skynet.
Yes. I think we're closer to Skynet than we really want to be. Flock also thinks that as well. Clear evidence, safer communities, privacy first. Flock connects communities, businesses, and public safety so incidents can be understood clearly and decisions can be made on facts. This is Flock's safety page. Okay, this is flocksafety.com. That's what they sell, safety and convenience.
And they're using fear to sell it.
Yep. Those who choose safety over liberty deserve neither.
Yep.
Okay.
Security and safety.
And they like to bend their statistics to make it look like everything is fine. 10,000 missing people located, 1 million cases Flock supported last year, 12,000 communities trust Flock nationwide. No, they don't. You sold it to their fucking communities. You sold it to their county. You sold it to their city. You sold it to their state.
All right,
Those communities don't trust you.
Now, let me put this on the record here. Okay.
Put it on the record.
People are going to disappear. That sucks.
Has always happened.
It has always happened. It always will happen.
It's awful. Not going to lie.
All right. That's just, it sucks. But you know what? I don't want to live in a fucking police state.
No.
Neither should you.
No.
And you know what? We wouldn't have to if, I don't know, the family was kept intact.
Yep.
We didn't, go easy on sexual predators.
The culture was kept intact.
Yes.
E.g., not importing millions and millions of incompatible people from other countries that don't have anything in common with us in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah. Bring back the death penalty. Like if you're preying on sexually assaulting children, perhaps you should get your neck stretched.
Yeah.
Life in prison shouldn't be an option. Why should the taxpayer pay for this? And and then when you're going to make these decisions, there needs to be a human being behind these decisions, not a fucking AI goddamn robot.
When it comes to crimes against children, I am a firm believer in unmarked graves in unmapped fields. That is my personal preference.
Yeah.
That's really what I think.
Yeah. And look, man, like it sucks. It really does.
Yeah.
But again, if you're going to, take the human out of the equation, it's just a matter of time before AI is just fucking doing all the shit for you. And that is not a good thing. That's how you get the Minority Report, except it's all robots.
Yep. 110% correct. Now, I'm going to share another screen here. This is a graphic that I found that I want you to see. This is a guy who installed flock cameras for a living. Okay. He finally stopped and looked at what he's fucking doing. Okay. Here's the truth they don't tell you. They don't just scan your plate in your car. They also run your face and attempt to match it to the car. They create a log of all users who have ever been seen in that vehicle. The ones used to track speed are not that accurate. Many technicians do not stand there with speed detectors to match speeds to the system. They're not calibrated because some monkey is installing most of these. When they get cut down, Flock profits because you buy a new one. Police are using them as evidence when clearly they should not be used as evidence. The systems most places prefer to have installed are semi-cheap installation. However, they cost thousands each in maintenance fees per year. They create a database log for your car, which allows customers to click on your plate and see the estimated map of travel that you took. We still have a 12% error in accuracy. 12%. When used as wrong detection, false alerts are over 40%. They are never calibrated. Their accuracy degrades over time and locations. When one gets torn down, the new one gets replaced. They just use the settings from the last one, which completely makes it useless as it's impossible to match the exact radar spot. Many do not just see with sight, but also have infrared. Requests from cities have been made to increase camera coverage even further in an attempt to catch people cutting them down. The company creates logs of estimation of where the people who cut them down live and promotes placing them in areas to trace you. They do see into your yards and houses to an extent, depending on where they're positioned, obviously. There's far more than what the public knows about them. They are not all placed in on poles in public sight. They are hidden in buildings, trees, traffic signs, and more. They're being added to private businesses and HOAs. They're being used to track hunters. Your government supports these because they see it as a benefit and reduction in the public workforce. There's an active attempt to use these to replace foot patrol police. They're charging far more than what work is being done. Okay. Now, if you note at the bottom, the guy who made this is a communist. Look at the fist right there.
Yeah.
Even they understand, because it's so obvious, that this shit is bad news. This is a guy who's installing them. They're inaccurate. They track everything they can get their fucking camera on.
Yep. We had somebody in the chat say fire lasers at the lenses. Hypothetically, yeah. I'm not saying you should do that, but you can always ask those questions on Grok.
Always ask those questions on Grok. It's up to you, man.
Just make sure you do that. If you do use the lasers, make sure it's a laser attached to a head of a freaking shark.
Yes, sharks with lasers on their heads. Now, here's Flock trying to defend itself. Here's what 30 courts decided. Flock ALPRs do not and cannot track vehicles, much less individual people. ALPRs take a point-in-time image of the rear of vehicles on public roadways. They're incapable of tracking the whole of anyone's movements. A determination that is made consistently by courts across the country. The number of lies in that paragraph is staggering. What they are arguing is that an individual Flock camera cannot track you.
I mean, just within the past week, I think I've seen like 4 or 5 stories of police and sheriffs abusing that.
This is a lie because it is a truth. A single Flock camera cannot track you. But the name of the company is Flock. There's flocks of these things out there. There's hundreds of them out there. So the cameras, plural, their purpose is to track you. That's their entire purpose. I don't know what idiot tried to drag into court a Flock camera tracked me, because you can defeat that logically using semantics, which is one of the worst things in the legal industry, where you make the argument that I just made. No, a single Flock camera can't track you. Why, that's ludicrous. There's no way that single camera could track you. What does it follow you around? Don't be absurd. Case dismissed.
It won't, but the database it connects to will.
Yes.
Yeah. Fuck off.
Yeah. This is a product. This is a product of poor legal argument. That's what this is. Here's what 30 courts decided. Key points. Flock ALPRs are not mass surveillance tools. They capture point-in-time images of the license plates on public roadways and cannot track people. Reported misuse represents a small fraction of overall activity. Oh, that makes it better. Safeguards and oversight are built into the system architecture. You just said people are misusing them. You just said people are misusing them. That's fucking insane. Of all the links, you know what? I'm just going to throw this one into some of the chats right now because holy fucking shitballs. I want you to see how bad these people fucking lie because it's just insane. It's absolutely fucking batshit.
Yep. Yeah, and if the cameras aren't, or just supposed to track or take pictures of your license plate, I saw a few days ago, can't confirm or deny it, but they put one up outside of a Cabela's or sporting goods store.
Oh yeah, Cabela's and Home Depot. Yep.
What do they sell at Cabela's?
I don't know, guns.
Yeah, you know where the camera was pointed?
Right at the door.
Not at the parking lot. It's not reading license plates. Why is it pointed at the door, Bob? Bob, tell me why it's pointed at the door, Bob. Bob, tell me why it's pointed at the door.
So they can get everyone's face and put in a database.
Exactly.
Because when they want to do things that, I don't know, you might want to shoot them over, they have a database.
Yeah. Now watch this shit.
Just got a $1,250 ticket in the mail for having my phone on my lap, face down, and both hands on the steering wheel. Pretty cool. Just got a $1,250.
I wouldn't pay that.
No way.
Nope.
That picture is the most inconclusive thing I have ever seen in my life. And it is a single moment. It's literally a microsecond wherein the picture was taken. She could have been doing any number of things, including just driving.
All right. Typically, I will have my earbuds in.
Yep.
And I'll be playing YouTube videos.
Yep.
And it's on the seat next to me.
Yep.
And when I stop at lights, sometimes I will change videos and put it back down. But I don't have it in my hands when I'm driving. I don't text and drive.
Yeah. Neither do I. I've got mine up on a display on my dashboard.
Yeah.
But that's crazy.
This is going some bad places, man.
I have a funny, almost sort of related story. I was leaving work at like 3 a.m. in Birmingham when I was working at that hotel. And I stopped at a yellow light to change the tape in my tape deck because nobody was around. And sure enough, Birmingham cops in Detroit are the assholes. They're like the worst cops in the city. They pulled me over there. What were you doing? Why'd you stop at a yellow light? I'm like, I'm just coming off of work. I smell like a restaurant kitchen. You can observe this. I clearly don't smell like alcohol. I was changing the tape in my tape deck and took the time to stop to change the tape in my tape deck rather than try to drive while changing the tape in my. And the cop's like, okay, cool. Yeah, okay, cool.
Carry on.
You can go. Yeah.
Yep.
But that's just fucking crazy. This next one here is a county discouraging people from vandalizing flock cameras, to which I reply,
yeah.
Barrow County Sheriff's deputies asking people to stop vandalizing flock cameras. Authorities say they're looking into 3 cases where that's exactly what happened. The AI-powered cameras are sparking debates about policing and privacy all over the country. Authorities want people to know that damaging a flock camera is a felony here in Georgia, as flock cameras are government-owned property.
Fuck you.
The sheriff's office asks people out with any questions about the cameras and how they work.
Also, fuck you.
Barrow
Yep. Also, fuck you. Total sidebar. How is it that every place in the United States of America now has access to at least one female black reporter?
I don't know, man.
Anyway, let's not dwell on that.
We should put that. We should do a show called Propaganda Pot, and we could historically rip apart some of that stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking crazy.
Like every commercial's an interracial family now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Absolutely. Every family. Oh, or it's a dysfunctional family if it's all white.
Where the woman's in charge and the man's an idiot.
Yeah. Husband's a total idiot. He's incompetent.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely true. We have one more news video. This one
The city of Westland
in
is
particular.
ending
Hang on. Stop that. Don't do that. Rewind. Shoestring budget, ladies and gentlemen. Hang on. This is the city of Westland, and they've decided not to flock. Watch what happened.
The city of Westland is ending its contract with Flock and removing its license plate reading cameras like this one. The city has 10 that are mostly centered around Ford Road. You've probably seen this has been a hot topic recently. That's because while police say they can be a useful tool to help solve crime, many residents have raised concerns about data ownership and privacy. Westland City Councilwoman Melissa Sampson says recently city council meetings have been flooded with residents voicing their concerns about the
See?
Flock cameras.
They have brought up issues in regards to invasion of privacy, having fiscal.
What a fat fucking piece of shit that bitch is.
And then obviously,
God damn!
Okay, dwelling on the wrong subject.
I'm sorry.
That's a different show. That's Thursday's show.
Gravity well is pulling me into the.
That's Thursday's show. You're dragging the whole show into Thursday.
Sorry.
And then obviously safety and privacy. So looking at
You're not wrong.
those issues, it really became apparent that the community was against it.
That feedback prompting Westland Police Chief Kyle Dawley
Watch
to
what
decide
happens.
against bringing a renewal contract to the city council for approval. In a statement, Westland Police said after discussions with council members about how the department uses the technology, quote, it became clear the council is deeply split on this matter. Sampy says the controversy mainly centers around who can access
You turn this
Flock
up?
data.
The access of the information.
I don't know. Can I turn this up?
It
appears to be turned up all the way.
I think
It's just low audio.
Your
But
license plate.
it's got
follows
subtitles.
you any place that you go that has a Flock camera,
know you
and
can't read.
anyone can access it from basically like any police station across the country.
City Council President Mike McDermott telling us in a statement he shares concerns regarding corporate data sharing by Flock and access of the data by outside agencies like ICE. Online, residents reacting to the decision were split. One user calling it a shame, writing, "Those cameras do way more good than bad."
No.
Another
Fuck you.
writing, "Grateful to have a city council that listens to the voice of its citizens." Sampy said residents should know while this is one tool police use, the quality of policing they receive isn't going to change.
What you're receiving in Westland is not going to be changed because they do have technology that's going to allow them to do their job. You know, our officers are well trained to do what they need to do to keep people in Westland safe.
What happened was Flock turns around and comes back and markets harder to Westland.
Yeah.
Westland did stand their ground. To their credit, Westland did stand their ground and did not renew the contract because people are starting to see that this is a problem and there's still a little bit of America left in enough people.
You know what? I'm trying. My evil mind is going to places not to do anything other than put together a system in your own car that could prevent them from looking in. Because that camera where that woman got hit with that ticket, that was infrared.
Yes.
There's got to be a way you could scramble that.
Yes, you can put films on your windows that deflect infrared.
Or you can get one of those IR infrared LED strips and put it on your dashboard.
Yes.
Yep. We need to get a camera and look down on the car and actually do some experimenting.
Now,
I'm smelling a video.
I'm smelling a video. Here's one of the things I wanted to bring up because we had extensive training on this. And if I'm not wrong, you also had extensive training on this. Okay. As an intelligence guy, we were specifically trained to be paranoid. not to repeat routes when moving between home and work, watch who's around you, be careful who you talk to. This is all standard tradecraft that anybody
I was just going to say
that anybody in the intelligence industry is taught. Civilians are not taught any of this. They therefore have no coping mechanism. And because they've got no framework and no filter, it makes them extremely susceptible to what I call paranoia porn, which is what the flock cameras induce. What that does is change your behavior. And I talked about this when I mentioned the North Korean police state. Okay, the stalker doesn't need to directly cause fear in every victim. The surveillance apparatus itself becomes public knowledge through social media, and that knowledge does the psychological work across the entire population within the range of the devices. This is qualitatively different from traditional stalking because the stalker never needs to contact a single victim. The victims self-terrorize as soon as they discover or even get a rumor of discovery. The fear propagates through social networks independently. The stalker expends no additional effort to cause the stress at scale. That's the important part. Okay, now here's the trained versus untrained mindset. Trained operative, paranoia is a professional tool. Civilian, paranoia is a pathological experience. Operative has a framework for threat assessment. Civilian, no calibration mechanism at all. And I've seen that over and over again. Trained operative can distinguish real threat from noise. Civilian cannot distinguish. Everything feels real. Tradecraft provides agency and control. Civilian has no countermeasures. Paranoia is bounded by training. Paranoia is unbounded and recursive. The shit fucking loops. Okay, our paranoia was functional. We used it to be aware of head on a swivel. Eyes open, ears open, head on a swivel. How many times do you hear that shit?
All the time. I give it at the end of the goddamn safety briefing.
Yeah. And the civilians' paranoia, once it's triggered, has no off switch because they don't have a framework to evaluate what their fear is, proportionate, real, or actionable. Okay, paranoia porn is a potent fucking weapon. And I mentioned at the beginning of the show that this is leading me to do another show to help you deal with this shit. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. I'm going to show you how to do this. It's not all that hard. This actually might be like a 1 hour show, but there's going to be a fucking show on it. Okay. Devices. Devices discovered a room under camera found on a utility pole, a device spotted under a car. Someone posted on social media. The post spreads. Viewers apply it to their own environment. Is this happening to me? Part of that is what I call the bit part. In theater, you get the guy who walks on stage, says one line, walks off, you never see him again, right? Mm-hmm. Most people in real life never even get a bit part. This is their chance to get a bit part. I'm a victim too, and walks off stage. Next guy, I'm a victim too, walks off stage. See what I'm doing? You get it?
Yep.
Okay.
Crisis actor shit.
Exactly. Then people begin looking around and they're like, is this happening? And then it becomes real. They see a camera and they're like, oh, I really am a victim too. They've got a second bit part. Okay. Inability to distinguish between legitimate and malicious surveillance. They don't understand what's going on. If you go into a 7-Eleven and there's a camera in there, that's legitimate because people roll 7-Elevens all the time. Okay. You can ignore that camera. It's there because Jose gets robbed all the fucking, like every weekend. Okay.
Yeah, the one out in front of my place has been robbed like 3 times since I moved in here.
Yeah. And the psychological harm is now untethered to any specific device or act by the stalking agency. It is now weaponized, and you have been subjected to that weaponization. Okay. Once you become aware of this stuff, and it's training. I mean, like I said, Pop and I both have had this training. Once you've had this training, even to a small degree, you start to be able to put it into a framework and say, okay, I don't have to be paranoid. This camera here in Jose's 7-Eleven belongs here. This flock camera does not belong here. Okay, now I've got some context to work from.
Like, for instance, when I walk out of my front door, first thing I do is I look for any cars parked anywhere that are not supposed to be there or I haven't seen before.
Yep, I do that all the time.
Now, if they're in the 7-Eleven parking lot, okay, that's one thing, but
unless it stays there for more than 3 days.
Well, yeah, you're absolutely correct. But I mean, that's just part of the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Basically, this is a really, really deep fucking rabbit hole, man. Okay, this operation, make no mistake. Okay, these flock cameras, Axon, all the stuff that they're doing, this is essentially an operation, and the operation is a surveillance state. Okay,
That's what I want.
This operation doesn't just surveil the victims, that's us. It generates a field of psychological harm that extends well beyond the reach of any individual device. It weaponizes the information environment itself as an instrument of mass distress against a civilian population that has no training, no framework, and no defense against it. Which, one more time, for the kids in the back of the class and the ones that are getting on the short bus after the video, I'm going to show you how to handle some of that stuff. I'm going to do a video on that. I think we've got, I have enough material here for a whole other show, but I really don't want to go down that rabbit hole so far.
Well, I don't know. I would really like to do a tradecraft show.
Okay. Maybe we can roll that in because, like I said, what I have to teach is really about an hour. And anything past that, people get like, "Oh God, he's gonna."
There we go.
Here we go. Everybody remembers those classes, and you have to stand up so that you don't fall asleep at the desk.
Like in my novels,
yeah,
the protagonist, the main character, he'll roll into an area, and first thing he does is he drives around. He drives the entire grid of local cities to see where the cameras are, and he puts them on the map, and he puts around, ways around said cameras.
Yes.
Now, granted, the time frame this takes place is in the early 2000s. It's not today.
Yeah.
But the camera thing was an issue.
Yeah.
That is addressed in the novel.
Absolutely. No, there's a guy on Twitter that is from the same intelligence community that I was from, named Mike Murphy. He has written a book on doing area assessments. He's agreed to come on the show, but we haven't been able to negotiate a time to make that happen. I'd really like him on the show to do area assessments because that's a huge piece. But the tradecraft portion, Pop and I can easily do that.
We also have two guys that have successfully gone against the legal system in regards to divorce and custody.
That's badass. We're going to have them on.
And
We're
they didn't just
going to get them on.
They got like judges taken off the bench.
Yeah.
And one guy is literally going after some of them criminally.
Nice.
So I want to get both of those guys on the show to tell their stories.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Excellent. And one of them is going to have to his shit isn't over yet, so he has to gloss over it. We might actually not have his face on there and use a different name or something.
Yeah, I'm seeing a couple of chats here and there. I'm not going to call it individual chats, but I'm going to offer a piece of advice because I see people saying, "Well, I noticed this, I noticed that." Learn to be the nature show host, okay, in your environment. You do not have to be the paranoid interactor with everything around you. What I mean by be the nature show host is, and the zebra ran across the plain, chased by the lion. Just watch what's going on around you, catalog it, and move the fuck on. You don't have to react to every single thing. Your brain will catalog shit over time. A car that's always parked where it's parked. Sometimes it's not there. The owner's got it and he's out. But your brain will catalog that. And then a car that doesn't belong there with a dude sitting in it behind a tinted window, your brain will catalog that. And then if you see it again, your brain will go, hey, that there. Okay. Don't create your own paranoia. Okay. It's a fine line between observation and paranoia. It's a fine line. But we will do a show on that. I think it's important. I've got that portion, and then there's a portion on how to realize when you're being manipulated in a conversation, which is extremely important because most people today have no idea how to think and don't even understand that they have options when it comes to
women come out of the box knowing how to do this.
No, it's a different thing. You'll see.
Okay.
Because I'm talking about logic, rhetoric, and reason.
Okay. I need to
None of those is in the female box.
Okay.
Yeah, that's an entirely different thing.
All right, let's do it.
Anyway, Jimmy, smash a button.
That's right, baby. You know what time it is. It's super chat time. Time to get super funky.
All right, and I did see the big red square up there on our StreamYard there that MGTOW.tv was not able to connect. I tried connecting over and over and over, could not get it to come up.
That's working now. Here's what's going on with MGTOW. All right, there were AI generated police reports and other AI generated legal documents that were sent to the company where the site was hosted. And they said, all right, you're gone. Fuck it. They kicked them off. He found another company that's hosting it, but there's still some hiccups they have to work out. So hopefully we'll get MGTOW sorted. All right. Now he filed a police report and he's looking at filing some lawsuits in regards to this. So we'll see how that plays out.
Yeah, but even on my end, I still wasn't able to bring up the chats or anything on it.
Well, there are chats. Let me look.
It just kept spinning on my end. But start over here on the Yule at the old side. 364 watching, 237 likes. That's about a third. Come on, you bastards. Let's see. First one comes from Sean St. George for $4.99. Says, if you play games without bending or breaking the rules, are you even playing the game?
Nope. You are not. Listen, we were in high school. We had a coach, Mr. Castle, who did basketball. And if you came off of, after the game, if you came off with 0 fouls, you weren't playing hard enough. That was it.
Yeah.
And that's just the way it works.
Yep. Julius Grover, 7262, dropping 5, says, if you can't trust the government, who can you trust?
I know.
Why would you even think about trusting the government?
He also says slash I keyed.
I keyed. Okay. Thank you.
Demaster 12, dropping 5, says, a tyrant endeavors to know what all his subjects say or do. If they are always kept under, they will learn to be humble.
Mm-hmm.
Comes from Aristotle, Politics, Book 5.
And a benevolent tyrant is by far the worst of all.
Yes. Now, this is what I always say. Like, if I was to actually be running the show, I would not want to do it for very long because even I would bend to fucking pressures. And I certainly don't think I would do anything in regards to any personal vendettas or grievance or whatever, because that would be dishonorable.
Yep.
So I'm not saying I would do better than anyone else, but I know I couldn't be there for very long.
It is a fact that the person you want serving in public office is the guy who does not want to be there the most.
Correct.
Yep. Being in public office is not meant to be a career.
Yeah. It sounds convoluted, but if you think it through, it makes a great deal of sense.
Like in Iraq, when they made me the first sergeant, I'm like, I don't want to do this job. And they're like, that's why we want you to do the job.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Sean St. George dropping another $4.99, says, beware the cougars in the cornfield.
Oh.
Around here, you got to worry about both kind of cougars.
Kansas cornfield cougars.
We've got mountain lions, and well, they farmland, predator, things happen. Sean St. George again says, came up with a new popism inspired by the habitual line crosser, the Achilles wrist. When there is a certain kind of scar on the forearm of a certain kind of man, and you know why.
Okay.
Got a little faux sausage in between his legs.
Uh-huh. They take off like a band of flesh off your wrist and make it into a.
Oh no! Oh, no! Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
It's the reverse genocide.
Mm-mm. Yeah, that was a horrible episode. We should do a Thursday night best of clips from the old whiteboard series.
That's a great idea.
That's a really good idea. We should do a best of the old whiteboard series clips and talk about them and talk about how you got there and why we wanted to throw up when we watched them.
The thing is,
because that happened
when I brought the
early on.
props in the first couple of years, because Blake never knew anything. He's like, I'll be there at such and such, we'll film. And I walk in, he's like, what are you doing? And he's just like, "Are you what? Okay."
You got bratwurst and a melon baller. Are we gonna have a barbecue? Something like that.
Something like that.
Last one over here on the YouTube side from the Plains Warrior for 2 says, yes, do show on how to be a gray man.
Yep.
I'm really glad you put the R in there because, well,
yeah,
suspicion points may be assessed.
That's fair.
All right, Rumble, how we doing over there? I know that is going strong. Got 403 watching, 142 likes.
Oh, guys, you're gonna make Jimmy do that thing again.
Here we go.
Oh, let's see here. What would be a good one? You know what? Just because I did see it in the chat, and we're going to play it one time and one time only. I'm sorry, Pop. Not really.
Sis Barn, we don't milk cows, we milk bats. Each plump beauty is hand squeezed warm and fresh straight into your glass. Creamy, clumpy, and impossible to put down. Folks can't get enough.
Pour me a tall one.
Looks like a vanilla smoothie with personality. That is silky, chunky, fantastic.
Come on, stop.
You should see how fast he rips the headphones off when that thing comes on.
God, that's
oh my God.
Oh God, that's horrible.
If you listen carefully, a sonic boom is created when Pop rips his headphones off for that video.
Yep.
Oh, that's fucking hilarious.
That's great.
Funny for us. Not so much for Pop. Let's see. We got Mando over here. He's got 3 in a row. First one says, excuse me. It seems tonight is going to be all sorts of flocked up. Wop, 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 wop. And actually, so I did notice this. Someone, like the little flock logo or whatever, they made a comparison. It's literally the tree of liberty being cut down.
Yep.
Yeah, yep. I hate it. Mando again says, I am sure Pop goes for the hot chick still from the rotisserie aisle. Get you a Costco chicken there, Pop. And Mando again says that the part that annoys me with modern phones is they think they can install things without your permission. I have uninstalled several security improvement apps like Temu and other Temu and dwarfsingles.com.
What's it called?
Well, hey now.
Dwarfsingles.com.
Dwarf singles.
Well, hey now. Dwarf is happily married.
Hey.
I'm
the married guy in the bunch.
Yep. And 2 guys here says, Dwarf, what about cyclists picked up by flock cameras?
I don't know. I don't have any data on that. I'm sure that's a thing.
But I'm not a fan of like winding up on a database and having my entire life fucking, put in a database. Fuck you.
That literally what I did for Tactical Sigint was track people like this. Every fucking detail we could get on you. Okay. That's how I know that this is stalking, because we were stalking you. My job was to stalk your ass. This is exactly that. I don't care what they say. This is exactly that. I did it for a fucking living for 11 years.
Yep.
Well, actually, like 9.5.
And I was the guy who hunted you.
Yeah. Yeah. We had what we call a hot target, which was we were looking for you to begin with, and we were going to send Pop to go remove you from the board. Then we had an exploit target, which was we were going to listen to you for a little while and get all of your other call signs and your command structure and everything, right? And then we were going to send Pop to kill you. And then we had what was called a ref target, which was we were going to collect all of your information and send that up to the chain of command. The chain of command was going to look at it all and then send Pop to kill you.
Actually, they would send the real big guys to get the guys at the top.
Right.
And the guys like me were working our way up.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. And another key factor of what we used to do is show up, do our job, and then just grab everything and put it in a bag for intel and hand it off to guys like him.
Go hand it to the squirrels.
And then you do your secret squirrel shit.
Right.
And then we clean our weapons and get on with our lives.
Right. Exactly.
There you go. 68 Barracuda throwing a buck at us says, this bodes of that Tom Cruise movie where he got full replacement eyes and he gets personalized ads everywhere. Minority Report Future Crimes wasn't the only fuckery.
Yeah, no, that's kind of where we're headed.
Yep.
Yeah, that, and I don't know what the fuck is going on. I've been getting probable spam calls that are numbers that say, oh yeah, they're from my state. I have answered those calls and I have given them a piece of my mind many times.
When you answer them, that tells them that this is a live number, and then they file you for future spam calls, Jimmy.
Yep, I've just been ignoring them and blocking them.
Just send it straight to voicemail.
It is fun to kind of
every time, and again, this is what I did. Every time you send a positive signal back, I know I've got something.
Yep.
Okay, so
and all they do is make the worm bigger next time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And 2 Gas here says, Dwarf, we need an auto-targeting robot that finds and zaps cameras for amusement purposes only.
I saw a guy today on YouTube who figured out how to load a hot dog into a 12-gauge slug round.
Okay.
I'm not saying that this would be a good thing to use against flock cameras, but you could.
You know what you can also do is you can buy all kinds of useful equipment on Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah.
Just drive there, give them money, get the product. It is what it is.
There you
go.
Mando come back says they can also tell exactly how you spend your money unless you use cash. How many places no longer take cash?
That's another thing that needs to be, shut down is if you don't take cash, you should be sued.
Right now, as it stands, I pay my utilities and my mortgage and beer and gas with a card. Everything else is cash. So as far as they're concerned, I pay my bills and I drink beer. So
yeah.
There you go. Cliff 3188 coming in says, why aren't they using this to round up all the illegals and foreign military and government spies?
Yeah.
Because they can't get money out of them. Could this also be establishing infrastructure for 15-minute cities?
Yes, that's
what is the intelligence network of Israel called?
Mossad.
Mossad?
Mossad,
yeah. Tomahawk dropping 5 says, Dwarf, I'll talk chickens all day long. I'll even throw in beekeeping and homemade pizza for good measure.
Ooh, I want to talk to you about beekeeping. I'm very much interested in putting a hive on my property.
We need that for mead.
Yes, I'm very much interested in putting a hive on my property.
Our mead supplier dried up.
It did.
Our honey supplier dried up, yes.
Yeah.
All right, Mando coming back says, I still stand by if I ever hear a machine say any of the following, I'm getting a grenade launcher and a bunker. By your command, I'll be back. End of line.
Nice.
I laughed, she laughed, the toaster laughed, I shot the toaster.
Yep. There's the joke. Mando again says, there's no hope, there's no money in hope, but there is money in war, and you were at the front line of a war.
It's a true story, though.
It's a metaphysical war. It's a spiritual war.
Yep. For the upper dropping a buck says, a great way to get rid of these flock cameras are to say ICE is using them to arrest illegals. I had a similar idea because Chicago got rid of their shot spotters and whatnot because it was minorities and apply the same principle. The flock cameras will be gone.
What you're saying is a certain demographic was responsible for most of the shot spotters going off.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Well, it's what it is. It is what it is.
Yep. See, Tomahawk dropping 5 says software engineers are coming out of the woodwork talking about AI, saying we are fucked beyond imagination.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's serious business, man.
Yeah.
Yep. And 2 Gas coming in says, Dwarf, we need to fund more fishing trawler mounted wood chippers.
I am not against this idea. I rather like this idea, actually. Also, that is very good for the ocean fauna. The fish appreciate chum.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Things happen.
I like that idea. Let's see, International House of Whoop Ass coming in says Flock is pre-OCP.
What is that?
That's from Minority Report, I think. I think that's from Minority Report.
I think it might be. See, and 2 Gas coming back again says, Dwarf, do the Flock cameras also include RF phone tracking to tie a vehicle with a mobile headset?
Yes. I just discovered that recently.
Well,
the answer to your question is yes.
I know the cell towers.
I found this. I found it already. The
really?
answer to the question is yes.
Oh, right. Wow, that's fucking creepy.
Yep, doesn't surprise me. Mando coming back says, Jimmy, I do not believe you have been flocked with enough beagle ears with Bolsheviks.
OCP is RoboCop. My bad. Shame on me, especially since I'm from Detroit.
Yeah, that's all right. But he has been summoned.
To it.
Bolsheviks. No, don't say it. Bolsheviks. No, please stop.
Bolsheviks.
It's showtime. Bolsheviks, baby. Everyone drink.
There you go.
There you go. Alrighty. Let's see. He's scrolling on down. Let's see. What do we get here next? And 2 Gas says, Pop and PA, it doesn't matter if you're at a light and you put it in park to fiddle with your phone, they will still ticket you.
I'll take that straight to court.
Yep.
All fucking day. It's not a moving violation. That requires a moving violation. Below me.
Yeah, it's just like you stop at a stop sign and take a drink. I wasn't drinking and driving. I was drinking while I was stopped.
No. I mean, here's the thing, though, okay? This is getting ridiculous. Yeah. Like the whole DWI thing. Mm-hmm. They're arresting so many people that have nothing in their system. And it's just getting out of hand. They want to put cameras in your car to see if you're like distracted while you're fucking driving.
They don't want to. They're doing it.
Yeah, that is
as of 2027. Yep.
Yeah. No, fuck you. I'm not paying $80,000 plus for a fucking piece of equipment that I don't own because they can turn it off whenever they want.
Yep.
That's fucking spying and tracking on me.
Yes.
Fuck off.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yep. Mando coming back says, Dwarf, you're not paranoid if they're out to get you, unless you are an unfortunate soul named Paranoid. Then you're forked.
That's alone, man.
That's pretty much
tracked.
Yeah.
Just leave us the fuck alone.
That's pretty much all I want. Leave me alone.
Yep. And just make sure that your name is not Paranoid.
Who's related to Hemorrhoid.
Oh, no.
Wow. Now I'm becoming Aninoid.
Yeah.
Carry on.
Carrying on. And of course, it wouldn't be a show without Alucard dropping 2 because he wants to see the Romulan pop.
Oh, here we go. All right.
All right.
And there's the Alucard again. He was wanting assist bard, so there you go. You already got it. I don't want to make Pop puke.
That was horrible.
It always is.
You'll be fine.
You're not gonna die.
You're just gonna puke on yourself a little bit. You'll be fine. Tomahawk dropping 5 says, Jimmy, we've had several mountain lion sightings here in Kansas in the city.
All right.
If you overrun enough of a creature's habitat, it will just make your habitat its habitat.
Yep.
And if you guys do end up seeing a fluffy murder cow, don't try to pet the fluffy
Do not pet the fluffy murder cow.
Do not do it because it will throw you 30 feet in the air and then trample your ass.
Get this.
That guy die yet?
Jimmy. No, he's fine. He's got a couple broken bones.
I saw that. I'm like, that dude's dead.
No, he somehow
I
survived.
literally watched the beginning of it and turned it off because I'm like, that dude's dead. I don't need to watch it for that.
No, yeah, he somehow survived, and not only that, but he had a sense of humor about it. He's like, I had that coming.
Yeah,
he did. In 2013, Jimmy, wolves have returned to the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. They hadn't been there for quite a while, but they have made their way back. And behind the hospital in Escanaba, which is pretty much downtown, Escanaba is a smallish town. Cops had to shoot a 145-pound lobo.
Wow.
Oh my.
That's huge.
That's
a
winter
like
wolf, dude. Yeah, exactly.
Holy shit.
A 145-pound lobo.
Oof.
Yeah, no thanks.
In the city.
We got Lecoq here dropping 2. Oh, excuse me. One of the penalties of refusing to participate in politics is that you end up being governed by your inferiors.
That is absolutely 110% correct.
Yep. Lecoq again says, flock the flocking flockers.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's see here. Mando, yep. OCP is from RoboCop.
Yes. I stand corrected. Yep.
Got that correction in there.
This happened.
Professor Blake Pooh Ass Blaster 3000 says, hey, Pop, on behalf of the Toupee Association, is it true you can suck a golf ball through a battle dwarf garden hose?
Hey!
Asking for a friend.
That's like double homo suspicion points.
Though I am bummed out. My barber shop is closing down at the end of the month.
Oh.
And I've been going to this place for over 20 years.
Oh, man. Yeah. Why are they closing down?
Money, mismanagement, shit like that.
Wow.
Bummer.
That blows.
Let's see here. And he wanted to see us singing Blake after that one.
Look at me. I want to be the captain of the sea.
About time.
The poop that came from me. I'd rather steer us to debauchery.
Careful what you ask for, video guy. Careful what you ask for.
Alrighty, Tomahawk dropping 5 says new cars are a jail cell on wheels.
Correct.
Yep.
Now, here's another point. Okay. So you're going to buy a new car for 80 G's.
Yes.
All right. You roll it off the lot.
Yep.
You're losing 10 to 15 grand right there.
Right off the bat.
Right off the bat. Within 5 years, that car is worth less than half, well, probably even a third. So it's worth about 25 G's after 3 to 5 years. Where'd all that money go? It evaporated. How about you take an old car, fix it up, get the engine rebuilt, get the transmission rebuilt, ball joints, steering components, get it painted. You could probably have a pretty badass older car ready to go, close to showroom quality for about 20 G's.
Yep.
So fuck the new shit.
I've made this argument over and over and over again, and I will keep making that argument again. Make square bodies and bench seats great again.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to agree.
Because I mean, the more electronics in a car, in a vehicle, the more headaches you're going to have.
Yep.
Trust me on that one.
Uh-huh.
See, International House Whoop Ass coming back says the same people complaining about this cameras don't complain about the Alexa and the Amazon cameras in their home, or the fact that their own phone is already listening to them and know their IMEI.
Yep.
So that doesn't happen in my house. But anyway.
Again, I told a joke. My wife laughed. I laughed. The toaster laughed. I shot the toaster.
Shot the toaster, exactly. Yeah. There's another. I don't even own a microwave, dude. I literally don't own a microwave.
All right, let's see. We got a couple more here on the Rumble side. Got N2 Gas says, Pop, as the son of a 40-year hair colorist, man, this is a bad diet job if I've ever seen one. FWIW, I'm not ugly enough to work in a salon as a straight man.
Oh.
All right.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah. And Tomahawk says, Pop, I have a 69 Baja Bug I'm working on.
That's a nice little ride right there. That's a cool little cruiser. One of my friends in high school had a Volkswagen Thing, complete with the kerosene heater under the seat.
Nice.
Bare bones fucking utility vehicle, man.
Kerosene heater.
Yeah, absolute bare bones. Look up the Volkswagen Thing. It's basically it's a box on wheels with an engine that makes it go forward. That's it. That's all it has.
Yep.
Nothing else.
Hand crank windows.
I think it has wipers.
Wow.
Just because you kind of need wipers. But anyway.
Yep.
YouTube's dinging us some more.
Yep, I just saw that. We got G-Man 5697 dropping 5 says, I find my morale being crushed in today's society. I want to go ghost. I want to man up and improve my world. I want. It hurt. What does man do?
Well, there's all kinds of stuff. I'm gonna try to focus on a little bit more of that, what we can do, because we talk a lot about what's being done to us. I want to see if I can get some stuff in there about what we can do. If I look like I'm doing the Stevie Wonder over here, it's because I'm watching 3 separate large screens, keeping track of all the shit that's going on. So anyway, Rumble's got another one. Speaking of,
yeah, of course it does. The sneaky bastards. Let's see here.
Little Chirp. Haven't heard of that
one. Hey, welcome. Says, Pop, ask your favorite toupee stylist if they'll be setting up a shop at home.
Oh, yeah, that happens. I have a mechanic like that. I have to drive a little bit to see him, but it's well fucking worth it.
All right.
He swears and throw things, and then your transmission is fixed. So.
Yeah, the guy I used to go to get transmissions fixed is, I believe he's dead.
That happens.
And he was in Detroit. And he ran a place called Strictly Transmissions.
Oh.
He was an old.
Was that down below Oak Park?
No, it was in Detroit.
That is Detroit.
No, it was Detroit, like pretty far in.
Okay, was it like West Side but closer to Woodward?
Yes.
That's below Oak Park.
Whatever.
Okay. Anyway.
But I remember I bought a cop car,
mm-hmm.
and the transmission started slipping immediately. So I'm like, oh, this is fucked. This is going to cost me an insane amount of money. I drove it to him, and I said, look, man. And as soon as I started talking, he goes, you're Army, aren't you? I'm like, yeah, I'm in the Army. He goes, all right, I'll give you the Army deal.
Nice.
Pulled out the transmission, rebuilt it, put a shift kit in it, and only charged me $1,400.
Nice.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
That is nice.
So you put it in drive, start driving, and you hear it bumping through the gears. It was fucking sweet.
Nice.
And I don't think he's around anymore. That was a good motherfucker.
Tomahawk sneaks $1 in us, says sneaky like a dick sucking commie tech bro. I mean, you're not wrong, dude.
Yep, of course. And again, I could not get Rumble, or not Rumble, but MGTOW running on my end.
I got it here. I got. I can't see the actual body of the messages, but we got 3 from Dark Mad Dog for $1. Thank you very much. Can't read them right now. Sorry, it's a MGTOW thing.
I can't get it to come up at all.
And we got $10 from Crazy Uncle. And I think that's all we got on the MGTOW side.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
Again, MGTOW is, I don't know what's going on.
They're having a catastrophe over there. He's trying to get it back up. It's clearly.
Yeah. And then let me check Cash Apps. We were on the light side on the Cash Apps.
Up there. We got 8 watching over on the Odyssey side and had 63 views on the Twatosphere.
That's
better. Yeah.
On the Cash App, we got 2 from HKC Bolsheviks.
Thank you very much, HKC. How you doing?
That woman is a savage.
That was a cool freaking road trip right there,
dude. I'm
not gonna lie.
So impressed, man.
Yeah.
We got 30 from Susie McCarley.
Thank you, Snooze.
Gentlemen. Hey, Susie, if you need to talk on the phone about the situation we were emailing about, just let me know. I got no problem calling you and talking for an hour, and we can drink and shit. Just don't drive.
Yep.
All right. Let's see what we got here. Let me respond to that one.
Lecoq threw $1 at us and says sneaky bastards equals flock. Yeah, I agree.
We got $3 from Boss saying,
thank you very much.
I call foul every episode. Redonkulous talks hard. Okay. That's cool.
We could talk harder. We just don't want to be thrown off the internet.
Well, this is the thing. Okay. You already have people going after the Flock cameras. What that's telling me is people are getting sick and tired of this police state shit. So, it only gets worse from there. There's only so much you could do to a person. Like the individual who got hit with the $1,200 fucking ticket. How many of those is a community going to pay before they say, you know what, fuck off?
Yeah, I'm not doing that. Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, you're driving your car. Say you have an absolute clean driving record. You haven't been pulled over in years, and all of a sudden you get a $1,200 fucking ticket in the mail. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
And then they're like, well, if you don't pay it, we're going to take your license.
No, you're not.
So you're going to have a bunch of people saying, fuck it, not driving. I don't need a driver's license if that's the way it's going to be.
Yep.
And then when they start throwing more people in jail, then you're going to get the mob.
Like I said,
people are going to become ungovernable.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say here. That is what you're going to get if you keep doing this shit. And we're real close. Real close. All right. Sorry. I went off on a tangent. Forgive me.
All right. Let me jump back over to the YouTube side and do a quick little run through. Looks like we're all clear over there. Rumble is all caught up. So there we go. I think we're good to go for calling it a night tonight, gentlemen.
All right. That's not bad. We're pretty much on time. And I apologize for the MGTOW. I'm going to call Amr, who runs it, and let him know that whatever he's got going on is not really kosher, and you need to get that unfucked.
There you go. All righty. Battle Dwarf.
Dwarf's head is whipping around right now because somebody just asked me for our pitch deck for a sponsorship. So don't drive under any Flock cameras. I got to get this email out. Thanks. That's me.
There you go. All right, Popster.
All right. Don't drink and drive. Don't drink and swim. Not going to work out for you. If you absolutely must fornicate, wear a condom, take it with you, or flush it down the toilet. I want you to go all the way down. Why? Women are sneaky bitches, and child support does last 18 to 21 years, depending upon the state you are in. Rack up, pack up, and stack up. There's safety in numbers, and maintain your situational awareness, because if you're going to be attacked, something in the environment will have changed. It's up to you to see it. All right? And last but not least, I'm sick and tired of throwing you dudes in the dirt because you're taking a permanent solution to a temporary problem. Play the long game. You have no idea what tomorrow holds for you, and it could literally change on a dime, so you need to stay in the fight. And if everything else fails, just live at a motherfucking spite. And remember, Uncle Pop is here cheering for you, for all of your victories, even the ones you can never tell anyone about. And we got another YouTube here. From
G-Man.
Yeah.
G-Man 5697 with 5 says, thanks, Dwarf. I would like inspiration. Till then, I'll be competing with you over our Space Ghost inspiration for Daisy Duke.
Not entirely sure what that reference means, but okay.
All right.
I mean, I like Space Ghost, and who doesn't like Daisy Duke?
Dude, Daisy Duke was the hottest thing alive when I was a boy.
Yes. Oh, my God.
Yes, she was.
Yes.
And, of course, you guys all know me because I got to do it, man. Get your asses over to the merch site because, well, things are getting spicy out there. And we'd like to know how to visualize a friendly. Best way to do it, boom, beer me. It's Pop's face on a shirt, man. I got one of those. It's comfortable, it's nice, and it's one of my favorite drinking shirts.
All right.
All that. I do need to get a so what, comma, I don't care shirt because reasons.
That's pretty fairly obvious.
Reasons. And again, guys, we got all kinds of good stuff over there. I mean, I keep pimping out the koozies, man.
Yeah. It's nice.
Steel koozie. It hugs your beer just nice and it keeps it ice cold for as long as it takes for you to drink a beer. And if it takes you more than an hour to drink a beer, are you really even a drinker? Just asking for a friend.
A 1 hour beer for me is a field beer. That is to say, I've got a friend with a deer camp and I'll plow his rye fields for him because I like to drive tractors.
Uh-huh.
And it takes me about an hour to finish a beer when I'm doing that because I'm in like super slow-mo mode.
Oh, yeah. My dad's the same way when he's mowing his lawn.
Yeah.
He's got, I mean, that's why they have cup holders. So you can mow the lawn and drink a beer.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Clearly.
But that's us for the night, gentlemen. We'll see you on Thursday for more laughs because, well, holy fuck, we need more laughs in this world.
Yeah, we do.
I've got a whole stack lined up.
There you
Smurf
go.
the balls.
Smurf my balls.
Take it easy, gentlemen.
I can't do it!